Up, y'all? Feel me? MFP markets, bro. MFP markets trading. This is just a trade recap, bro, of a trade that I was looking at today, based off of liquidity sweep and all of that good, cool stuff. Feel me? Yeah. So I'm gonna just show you in real time how it went. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, take what works and leave what doesn't, bro. Feel me? So yeah, let's get into it. Cool, right? Like I said, bro, finna get into the trade recap, right? So this is a trade that I was looking at today, Wednesday. Feel me? Like I said, bro, that big purple box that you see is just a 1 hour. It's a 1 hour order block that I was looking for price to come back into, and then from there, I wanted price to displace through a swing high. You feel me? To confirm a buy for me, right? But what price ended up doing instead was coming down to one of my time-based liquidity areas, which was my previous day low, right? And once price came down there, it swept it. Now, once I see price sweep this previous day low, all I want for price to do now is to come back up and displace through that swing high, right? But as you'll see, price ended up doing something a little bit differently. It ended up forming another swing high and then displacing through that, which I did not even see. And instead, I was still waiting for price to displace through the original swing high, right? And it didn't displace through that one, but it displaced through the new one that it created, which I didn't see, right? And it ends up leaving the fair value gap, comes back down, taps into it, and then takes off, right? So I'm gonna speed this up so you can see exactly what happened in real time, right? Price went ahead, it formed that new swing high, and then after it formed that new swing high, it displaced up through it, and then it came back down, tapped into that fair value gap, and that's exactly where I would have wanted my entry at. Feel me? My stop loss below the swing low. You feel me? I could have put it below the other one, but this one had a lower risk, and I was cool with it, right? So, like I said, bro, price came back down, tapped to that fair value gap, right? And now all I'm doing is waiting for price to go. This one didn't end up going to TP, but I'll show you what it did and how you could have caught a reversal on the same trade. Now right here, I started to move up. I moved up to my F15, right? And this is where I'm beginning to notice why price is kind of having trouble moving upwards. As you can see, I had the long wicks up, the long wicks down on the M3 or the M5, right? But I went to my F15. This is where I noticed that we were inside of a bearish fair value gap while I was trying to buy, right? So I noticed that price is having trouble here, right? So what I do is I mark out this M15 fair value gap, right? And then from here, I'd like to move down to the M3, right? And now I see how price is reacting off this M15 bearish for value gap, right? But I hold my buy. What will make me close my buy is if price was to displace through that low. You know what I mean? That would have confirmed to me that price wants to sell off of that M15 fair value gap, right? But as you'll see here in a second, price doesn't sell off of that M15 fair value gap and instead continues upwards, right? Into another M15 fair value gap, right? Cool, right? So like I said, bro, the N15 gave us two fair value gaps. It gave us one, right, that it reacted off of, but then when it inverted, then it gave us a second one that showed immediate rejection, right? So what I'm doing is I'm just putting my fibs from swing high to swing low just to make sure that my fair value gap is in premium, which it is, right? And then from here, what I want to do is just mark out my fair value gap, you feel me, just to see where it's at. Then from there, I want to drop down to my M3 just to see the immediate reaction off of that 15 fair value gap, right? So as you can see, price hits it, shows immediate rejection, right? But that doesn't mean that I need to close my buy just yet, right? All I'm trying to see here is that if price wants to react off of that N15 for fair value gap, right, I want to see it really displace through a low. Once it displaces through a low, that'll confirm a sell for me. And at that point, then I need to go ahead and close up my buy, right? But it hasn't displaced through a low yet, so I'm still holding my buy, trying to see if price is going to keep going through that fair value gap and invert it like it did the last one, or is it going to displace through a low and then yeah, confirm a sale. At that point, I'm gonna close my buy and then I'll start looking for sales, right? So as you'll see in a moment, it does displace through that low, and that's when I'm gonna start looking for my next sale. I wish I had the clip of this happening in real time, but I don't. Right. Nonetheless, I still have this clip so I can explain to you how I caught that sale. Right. So I'm on the N15, bro. You feel me? I'm just gonna place my fibs from swing high to swing low before price took off. Right. As you can see, price comes back up into premium. We have two fair value gaps that's in premium. Right. Now the first one gets inverted, so I'm not looking to use that one. Right. But the second one, that one we see immediate rejection off of. Right. So that's the fair value gap that I want to look to use. So I'm gonna just mark out that fair value gap. And as you can see, you see that immediate rejection. Price doesn't even close inside of that fair value gap, just wicks it and leaves. Right. So then from there, I just want to drop down to my lower time frame just to see how price is actually reacting off of this N15 fair value gap. Right, so I drop down on my M3. You can see that purple box. That's my N15 fair value gap. Right, you see price comes back up into it, taps it, and that long bullish leg, that's the leg that I was in for the buy. Right, and then that bearish leg right next to it is where price began to displace. Right, so I'm gonna mark out this swing low right here for you, so you can see the swing low that was forming. Right, and then you see price displaces through it. So what I'm gonna do is, because price formed multiple fair value gaps when they displace through that swing low, is I'm just gonna take my my fibs, put it from swing high to swing low, right? Then from there, I'm just gonna take the fair value gap that's in premium, right? So again, there's multiple fair value gaps, but there's only one that's in premium. So that one fair value gap that's in premium is the fair value gap that I would like to use, right? So I'm gonna mark that out. I'm gonna mark out that fair value gap that's in premium, right? And as you can see, price retraces back up into it. Once it retraces back up into it, right, it doesn't immediately take off, right? What happens is price is just starts to consolidate, right? It starts to go in and out of profit and things of that nature. Nonetheless, though, I entered my trade, right, and then I want to place my take profit at one of these previous lows, right? So that low over there, I just want to place my take profit there. Really, I want to place it a little bit below it because I had Asian low was below there, right? So I placed my take profit there into this trade around like 11 o'clock or so. You feel me? Doesn't take profit till around like 2 o'clock or so, right? Nonetheless, though, this trade did take off, right, because of that 2 o'clock news. Went for about 100 pips or so. And here's the aftermath, right? So I'm just marking up again really quick just to show y'all exactly where we are from the last clip, right? So that top box, that's the big purple box at the top, is my N15 fair value gap, right? That smaller box is my M3 fair value gap, right? So I'm gonna just mark out my my swing high to swing low really quick just to show you where that fair value gap is. Right, swing high to swing low. My M3 fair value gap's in premium, right? So that's where I'm looking to enter the market at. Right, price comes back up, taps into it. I'll catch my entry, and then as you see, price just consolidates for about 2 hours or so, right? Then that 2 o'clock news hits, right? Right after that 2 o'clock news hits, price shoots down for another 700 pips or so. You feel me? So my entry to my TP is 100 pips from my TP down to where price is currently. Another 100 pips plus the 50 or 60 pips we could have called in that buy, right? So that's 850 pips for the day, right? That's the same money, same market structure, bro. So yeah, I really appreciate y'all tuning in, bro.